Today at 4 on WJTV 12, we are following breaking news in Jackson. A police officer says he was forced to open fire on a man who tried to run him down. And protesters who want the Mississippi flag changed take their fight to the SEC headquarters. We'll tell you why they're doing that. Plus, the manhunt continues for a new suspect in the deadly bombings in Brussels.
Well, after a very wet start to the day, skies have started to clear back out just a little bit, and those temperatures are starting to drop. With clearing skies and a north breeze tonight, temperatures are going to sink all the way back into the 40s by early tomorrow morning, if not the 30s in some of our northernmost communities. So a very cold start to our Friday morning. Right now, just a lot of cloud cover outside, but off to our west, you can see skies have already started to clear back out through portions of Louisiana, Arkansas, and the north breeze and cooler temperatures are on their way. I'll let you know how long the cooler temperatures look to stick around coming up in the full 8-day forecast in about 12 minutes.
All right, thanks, Brad, and thank you for joining us for WJTV 12 at 4. I'm Terrence Friday. We are starting today with breaking news. An officer-involved shooting leads to a crash, and the suspect had to be taken to the hospital. WJTV's Mallory Pullen was the first one on the scene on Gallatin. She joins us now to tell us what happened. Mallory.
Well, Terrence, it all started here at the Pilot gas station on Gallatin Street. Whenever a man spotted his stolen truck and called police, Chief Lee Vance describes what happened whenever that officer arrived here on scene.
He approached the suspect. The suspect refused to get out, backed the stolen truck into the officer's patrol car. All right. So the officer fired shots because he believed his life was threatened. And also, we recovered a weapon at the Gallatin Street location, which appears to have been in possession of the suspect when this happened.
Well, that suspect took off down Gallatin and onto I-55 Frontage Road, where he crashed into a fence. Now, Chief Vance says he was shot once in the arm and possibly a second time. Our crew saw the ambulance leaving the scene with that suspect in the back. Police said they found narcotics believed to be meth in that stolen truck as well. We are told that that officer is okay, but that suspect could face aggravated assault charges against an officer. We'll have more on this story coming up at 5. Live in Jackson, Mallory Pullen, WJTV 12.
Mallory, thanks. Also breaking today at 4, the State Health Department reports the first Zika virus case in Mississippi. The person who has the virus recently traveled to Haiti. The Zika virus is carried in mosquitoes, and we want to emphasize that the person who got the Zika virus got it while they were in Haiti and not in Mississippi. We'll keep following it for you. Protesters who want the Mississippi state flag changed are asking the SEC to ban Mississippi players from their conferences. 102 people loaded up on 2 buses this morning. They're going to the SEC headquarters in Birmingham, Alabama. This is part of the One Flag for All initiative, and the group says that they are working with Mississippi-based Hollywood actress Aunjanue Ellis. We'll learn more from them later in our show. Well, 2 days after the attacks in Brussels, the police there are looking for 2 suspects who may still be on the loose. This as authorities reveal more about the bombers' plans and possible other targets. CBS's Kenneth Craig reports for us from Brussels.
These are 2 of the most wanted men in Europe. The man on the left was last seen at Brussels airport Tuesday with suicide bombers Najim Lashrawi and Ibrahim El-Bakraoui. The man on the right was spotted at the Brussels metro station along with another suicide bomber, Khalid El-Bakraoui. CBS News has confirmed both Bakraoui brothers may have been linked to a plot earlier this year to target a Belgian nuclear power plant, and that the Brussels attacks had been planned for next Monday. But the date was moved up after police in Brussels arrested Paris terror suspect Salah Abdeslam last week.
Right when I turned the corner, I heard the first explosion.
Sebastian Bellin is a survivor. He was at the airport and remembers falling after the first bomb went off.
I look down and, I see like massive bones just sticking out. And then I hear the second explosion. And now that I'm starting to think about it over and over, I think that's really what saved me, because I was already on the ground when the second one went off.
2 Belgian officials tried to resign Thursday over intelligence failures leading up to the attacks, but many here aren't pointing fingers.
I think it's much bigger than what I think and what people see on the media.
But critics say it's the entire European Union that needs to step up the fight against terrorism. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Brussels, Belgium.
European Union Justice and Interior Ministers met in an emergency session in Brussels Thursday to discuss those attacks. A study guide sent to a group of students in Savannah, Georgia, elementary school students, is raising some concerns for parents and administrators there. The worksheet is meant to prepare kids for the state standardized tests, but it bashes President Obama's decision to play golf in California during the drought last summer. It was supposed to help students determine whether a passage should be meant as entertainment, informative, or persuasive. It reads, in part, lush emerald grass cushioned the president's feet as he walked from hole to hole. The golf course uses almost 1 million gallons of water a day to keep it green. Obama's decision to golf is embarrassing and disrespectful. Here's the school district's spokesperson on this issue.
We regret, obviously, that there was something that had a political connotation on it that was sent home with students.
And the company that writes the study guide stated that it was not their intentions to offend anyone. Still to come on WJTV 12 at 4, an Arkansas couple miraculously survives a possible tornado last night. But first, we're going to look at our forecast here with Brad. Any storms, Brad?
No storms, at least not tonight or tomorrow, but those rain chances are on the rise again this weekend. And we'll have more details about that tomorrow morning. Just bundle up. It will be very chilly outside, but the chill is not going to last very long. We're expecting a big warm up as well in addition to the wet weather this weekend. We'll have details coming up after the break. Welcome back. 7.5 minutes past 4 o'clock on your Thursday. A wet start to our Thursday. A little soggy outside. A couple of our westernmost communities, Vicksburg up to Greenville, saw at least a ½ inch of rainfall. Here in Jackson, we barely saw a few sprinkles, just enough to wash some of that pollen out of the air. In fact, just about everybody saw at least a little bit of rainfall. Macomb just barely on the board there, 1/100th of an inch of rainfall down in Pike County. A few peaks of sunshine as well, mixed in with all the rainfall, but overall very soggy day, especially, like I said, where they saw at least a ½ inch of rainfall back towards Vicksburg. Still holding on to the gloomy skies, but as I showed you earlier, skies already starting to clear back out through portions of Louisiana, Arkansas, so it's not going to take long with that west breeze to drag in that cooler, drier air and help to clear us back throughout the overnight. If we would have held on to the cloud cover, it wouldn't have been too cold by tomorrow morning, but these temperatures are sinking quick. You already see the blue and the green shading there, dark green shading just off to our west. Those temperatures will drop all the way back down, almost about 20 degrees cooler than where they're at right now by tomorrow morning. So get the coats back out as you head off to work or school tomorrow. You'll need them. Tomorrow afternoon, not bad. We'll warm back up back in the upper 60s. 63 now in Jackson, 77 still in Macomb, just ahead of that cold front that's drifting its way on through. You can already see some breaks in the clouds starting to push into the delta. Clear skies back through Louisiana, Arkansas. Here's that big storm system. It's up to our north, pushing throughout the Ohio Valley, bringing some snow, even some thunder snow earlier to portions of Iowa and northern Illinois. A lot of lightning as well down here associated with some of the strongest storms we've been seeing all day throughout the Pine Belt, now pushing their way into West Florida. Again, those showers and storms are pushing their way on out. High pressure, our immediate next weather maker, going to be pushing its way back in for tomorrow and Saturday, keeping us nice and dry, but very cool, at least throughout the morning hours. High pressure does push its way back out. That's going to allow a little bit more cloud cover to sink in for Saturday, and eventually our next chance for some rainfall to push its way back in on Sunday is a cold front and a warm front kind of sandwich us right there in the middle. So I'm not expecting widespread rainfall, but there's a good chance for some on and off showers and storms throughout our Easter Sunday, so do have some indoor plans just on the back burner, just in case you do see some of that wet weather. Most areas could see up to 1 inch of rainfall by the second half of the weekend and early next week before we clear out again by Tuesday and Wednesday. Again, this rain, not great. We've seen a lot of rainfall. We don't necessarily need rain, but it is helping a little bit with the pollen situation. As we dry back out, those pollen counts skyrocket. We start to see a little bit of rainfall or maybe a little bit of cloud cover in the air, some moisture. That does help to lessen some of those pollen counts. The allergies aren't so bad this time of the year. Juniper, elm have been the two big ones so far. So if you're allergic to those, you've probably been noticing. I didn't even tell you that. Download the WJTV weather app. You can track this next round of showers and storms that's going to be pushing in throughout the second half of the weekend for your Easter Sunday. Until then, just bundle up. Very chilly outside, but tomorrow morning, 43 degrees. We're back up to 67 tomorrow. A little bit cooler than what we saw today, thanks to a north breeze, but overall a great Friday, and Saturday not bad either. However, Sunday, like I mentioned, Easter Sunday, we will have that chance for some rainfall. Those showers and storms look to taper off early Monday. We're just riding the waves, ups and down. If you follow the temperatures, if they warm up, a good chance for wet weather. If they cool down, we're clearing out, and we don't see a whole lot of wet weather. So Tuesday, pretty good. Friday, pretty good. Wednesday, Thursday next week, another good chance for some stronger storms will push their way back in. So again, it's just that time of the year we see these big waves and temperatures, the ups and downs, and associated with that, we also see the rain chances.
Yeah, expect that in the spring, right?
It's a transition period.
It is. It's just all over the place.
Yeah, enjoy it while it lasts, though, because by the time we get to summer, it's going to be that heat dome that just sits over
We want
top
some
of us.
rain then.
95 every day and sunny.
All right, thanks, Brad. Well, check this out. Severe storms swept through parts of Arkansas Wednesday night. At least two people were hurt. Authorities in Crawford County say that the couple's mobile home was blown off of its blocks. You can see the destruction here in this video. According to a relative, the couple was on their way to the bathroom to try to take cover when the storm picked up. They were thrown more than 100 feet, but actually managed to walk away with only minor injuries. Take a look at this video. Smoke from wildfires burning in Oklahoma and Kansas has traveled hundreds of miles. The National Weather Service says that the smoke has been detected as far away as 460 miles to the northeast of where those fires started. The strong winds that are blowing the smoke are also complicating efforts for those firefighters to burn the more than 600 square miles of land. All right, coming up after the break, we have a video of a very brave little girl who saved her mother's life. You don't want to miss the story. It's coming up in about 2 minutes. We have an amazing act of heroism to share with you, and it was done by a 5-year-old girl. She saved her mother from drowning in their backyard pool. She recounts what happened with Andrew Ellison.
Don't let her size or shy demeanor fool you. Allison Anderwald is a hero. What she did to save her mom, Tracy, takes incredible strength.
I woke up in the hospital bed and I did not know where I was.
She had no idea she'd suffered a seizure while swimming and nearly drowned. Surveillance video from Friday shows the whole thing. Allison, realizing something was wrong, dove into the water and started pulling her mother to the shallow end of the pool. It took several tries, but she didn't give up. Just to give you another idea of how far that is, she started right here and pulled her mom through the water all the way over to the steps. And I just walked that distance, but you can imagine how hard it would be for a 5-year-old to pull an adult that far through water. Once there, Allison turned her mom over, pulled her head above water, then went inside for help. Her sisters and aunt came rushing out.
She was really heavy, and I could only get the top part of her out, and then her other daughters ran over and helped me get her out, and so Allison was able to do that on her own. And so it's a miracle.
Allison's been swimming since she was 2.5. Summer jobs as a lifeguard might be in her future.
I know. I think I see some potential there.
She didn't have much to say about her heroic deed. For now, simply grateful to be in her mom's arms.
That's amazing. Very, very brave girl there. Again, that was Andrew Ellison with that amazing report. We'll be right back after this. A group of studios in Georgia are threatening to pull out of the state because they feel that a new bill discriminates against the LGBT community. Georgia's governor will decide whether or not to sign the bill called the Free Exercise Protection Act. It would allow religious officials to refuse same-sex marriages and let faith-based organizations deny services or employment to people who violate their religious beliefs. Disney issued a statement saying that they will leave Georgia should the legislation be signed into law. AMC Networks, Delta, and Coca-Cola have also offered similar sentiments. A drug investigation has led U.S. authorities to a cross-border tunnel. It runs the length of about 4 football fields, starting from a restaurant in Mexico to a newly built house in Calexico, California. The tunnel was the 12th completed secret passage that U.S. authorities have discovered along California's border with Mexico, since 2006. Just ahead, the controversial Jackson Airport bill passes the House, but Democrats say that their fight is far from over. We'll take you to the Capitol in 2 minutes. Stay with us. Now back to a story that we've been following throughout the show. A Jackson police officer says he was forced to open fire on a man who tried to run him over in a gas station parking lot. That suspect now in the hospital. WJTV's Mallory Pullen is on the scene on Gallatin Street, where it all first started.
Yes, Terrence, we are here at the Pilot gas station on Gallatin Street whenever a man noticed his stolen truck and called Jackson police. Well, whenever that officer arrived on scene, according to Chief Lee Vance, we're told that the suspect in that stolen truck tried to run over the officer, and that's when officer fired shots at that suspect. Well, the man took off in that stolen truck down I-55 Frontage Road, and we are told that that's when he crashed into a fence. Now, at At this time, that suspect's name hasn't been released, but officers did find what appears to be meth in that truck. Now, Chief Vance says that the officers on scene actually did notice that this man has been arrested before, so he's no stranger to law enforcement. And Chief Vance says that that's a problem that they have. They are constantly arresting repeat offenders. We'll have much more on this story coming up at 5, but right now, live in Jackson, Mallory Pullen, WJTV 12.
Mallory, thanks. We'll be looking forward to more at 5 o'clock. A group of Mississippi protesters are trying to get a powerful organization to help them change the state flag. The group One Flag for All is traveling to Birmingham, Alabama, to the SEC headquarters. They're asking the organization to ban the Mississippi players from participating in conferences until the flag is changed. The group says that this trip was coordinated with actress Anjanou Ellis. We talked with them before they left this morning.
It's not a shot or a jab at any of the football players. We do have great football players.
We want everybody to know that this is a very serious issue, and it's more serious than people can realize. We cannot sit by and let history continue to be the way it is. It is definitely time for a change. That's a good day.
Yeah.
Now, we have reached out to the SEC about this protest, and we will have more on this story as well for you tonight on WJTV 12 at 5. The Mississippi House took up a controversial bill on whether or not to create some changes for the Metropolitan Airport Authority. They're going to dismantle the airport board. WJTV's Lucy Deekhouse talked with lawmakers on both sides of this fierce debate.
Passionate speeches, Bible verses point to racial motivations, and even reading the bill word for word out loud. Democrats fought against what they call a hijacking of the Jackson and Hawkins Field airports. But it didn't stop the airport takeover legislation from passing in the House. It passed 74 to 46, mostly along party lines. Representative Mark Baker says creating a Metropolitan Airport Authority will include representation for thousands of people in outlying counties. But Democrats say this fight isn't over yet. They say this will be tied up in court for years to come. The FAA has told us in the past they'll need to review and approve any changes in the sponsorship to the airport. Coming up today at 5, hear why Democrats believe this is much more than just about the airport. Lucy Deekhouse, WJTV 12.
Well, the State Health Department reports that the first Zika virus case in Mississippi has been found. The person who has the virus recently traveled to Haiti. The Zika virus is carried in mosquitoes. We just want to emphasize that the person who got the Zika virus got it while they were in Haiti and not in Mississippi. A 13-year-old boy is in critical condition after being hit by a car in Ridgeland. Police tell us that it happened on Pear Orchard Wednesday afternoon. We're told that the boy ran out in front of the car. The driver did pull over after the accident happened. As soon as we get an update on his condition, we will bring that to you. Well, Salvation Army is known for doing the most good, but the organization says it now needs your help to keep that good work going.
Normally it stays pretty full. It's totally empty.
Wednesday night, the Salvation Army of Jackson sent out a message saying that the organization is in dire need of donations. Susan Copeland answered that call.
I saw on TV where the Salvation Army was in need of extra donations with all the fires and all the flooding and everything that had been happening. They were in big need. So we had just done some closet cleaning, had it all hung up and ready to go. So we brought it over here.
The Salvation Army has been helping families displaced by recent floods and fires throughout the region. What they need now is quality donations.
If you want to get rid of something, we're the one that we want you to call because we will do the most good with it. We will help the community. This is what our mission is. And so if it's laying around the house, give us a call.
Furniture, clothes, appliances. They say whatever you're willing to give, they're wanting to put it to good use.
With this big flooding event we had the last couple of weeks, particularly down in Louisiana and parts of Mississippi, we have had a run on the market, so to speak, with all of our furnishings. We've been giving out a lot of helping a lot of families, and we are in pretty dire need.
I think these people, especially if we know what all the catastrophes we've had in Mississippi recently, I think it's in need of a lot of going to the right people.
All right, now let's get a look at our forecast with Brad.
Well, temperatures outside tonight are going to be very chilly. We're going to bottom out in the low 40s, and don't worry, it's not going to last very long. We're going to rise all the way back to 75 for your Saturday. That's just ahead of our next chance for some rainfall by Sunday, but the ups and downs continue. We'll bottom out at 69 degrees by early next week for Tuesday with sunny skies before another chance for rain pushes back in Wednesday and Thursday.
All right, we'll be waiting for Easter to see how that shapes up.
Yeah.
right, that's our show for today. We thank you for joining us. As always, you can get our news anytime on our website, WJTV.com. We'll be back at 5.